Welcome back to another episode of Money Moves by KTVAECU. We are so glad that you're here. Today, we have a very interesting topic, and that is IRAs. What are they? Should I have one? Stick around to find out. Welcome to Money Moves Podcast, the financial podcast without all the fluff.
We're Molly and Caroline, two financial marketing coworkers turned besties, and we're here to help you take control of your cash.
We'll break down everything you need to know to make smart money moves and hopefully not bore you to death.
Think of us as your financial hype squad, bringing you real stories and tips to help you start stacking your cash.
So let's start making those money moves.
We are not financial experts. We are just two regular people. Always do your own research and ask a professional for personalized advice.
Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, we have another guest today. We're so excited. Angie is our IRA expert because we need your help.
Yeah,
we need your help today, Angie.
It can't be up to Molly and I this time.
So Angie is here, and Angie has been in the financial institution business for over 33 years. So she has a lot of knowledge for us that I'm ready to dig into.
Yeah,
she's been at
me
the
too.
credit union for 12 years. And the really cool thing about Angie is that she's been able to see with our members how just starting small can really turn into something great for our members. So we're going to dive into IRAs today.
Yeah.
And so let's just kick it off.
Yeah, Angie, we're so excited that you're
Thank
here,
you for
first of
having
all.
me.
Second of all, I'm excited that you're here because I need to learn about IRAs. So this is like every question that I'm asking for our audience, I also personally have. So this is a personal episode
Caroline's
for
personal
me.
interview with the expert.
So I'm going to start really simple. So can you explain what an IRA is to us in very simple terms?
Yes. An IRA is considered an individual retirement account that is geared to help you save for your retirement.
Okay. And so it's not just a savings account, or is it something different? Can you kind of like break that down for us a little bit?
A savings account, of course, is money that you can get to at any time.
Yeah.
A retirement account is really based for you to keep for your retirement.
Okay.
So it's more of like a long-term savings goal
Yes.
type thing,
Yes.
type account. Yeah.
Okay. Are there like, I know nothing and I'm just starting out. Is there a certain amount that I have to start with an IRA?
No, you can start with any amount that
Okay.
you want to. You can start with $5, $10, $25. It can be set up on your payroll deduction. You can do any amount that you want to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's something that we talk about often on the podcast is like it's just starting somewhere with your financial goals. Like just get started, even if it is $1 or whatever you're able to do at that time. But I think too sometimes, like when I always heard about IRAs when I was younger, I always thought, oh, I've got to have a lot of money before I can even do that. But you don't. You can start with something really small to kickstart your journey.
You can.
So building on top of that, do I have to even have like a full-time job to open an IRA?
No, as long as you have earned income, you can contribute to an IRA.
That's amazing.
So if you're 16, 17, starting out, you can start an IRA.
That is so awesome. Because I feel like that could be a common misconception of like you have to have full-time employment to even open an IRA.
Yeah.
But I think we squash that myth.
Yeah, squash.
Okay, so I've heard, that
Rumor on the street.
rumor on the street, aka Google. Google says that one of the most commonly searched things on the internet for IRAs is what's the difference between them? Because there's more than one type. So can you break down for us what the difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA?
Yes. A traditional IRA is considered to be pre-tax dollars,
Okay.
and a Roth IRA is considered to be after tax.
Okay. So with a traditional, that means that my taxes apply later in life when I withdraw from it?
Yes,
Okay. And so then with Roth, I'm paying the taxes on that money now.
up front.
Up
Yes.
front. Okay. Wow. Well, you said it, and it always seems like this big complex thing. I'm like, tax advantages. What are that? What is that?
Yeah.
But you make it sound so simple.
Yeah.
A traditional you can count as a tax break on your taxes. A Roth you cannot. So
Okay.
later
Oh,
in life,
interesting.
of course, when you withdraw from the traditional, you do have to pay taxes on it. But when you withdraw from the Roth, it's tax-free.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So why I feel like it's a little bit more common to hear about Roth IRAs. Do you know why like we hear more about that type?
I think more in the generation that we're in now, because they're usually start out in a lower tax bracket. that lets them build to where later in life they won't have a higher tax bracket. It's geared more toward you. And you see a lot of your younger folks that are wanting the Roth IRA because, like I said, it's a lower tax bracket for them.
Yeah.
And they get to start without having to worry about paying taxes on that money.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And I've heard too, like my parents, for example, they're self-employed, and there's one that they do because it helps their taxable income now. Which one is it?
It's a traditional.
It's traditional. I was
Yes.
going to say it, but I didn't want to be wrong.
I didn't
And that's why we have an expert here.
What the tax advantage is different for everybody
Yeah.
because it's based on your tax bracket and how much you contribute each year. But those are the ones. The traditional is the one that will help toward your tax break.
The reason I like to bring that up is because I know that I feel like today everyone has a side hustle or they're starting some type of entrepreneurship. And so that could be something good to know because you don't learn how to do taxes when you're in school.
Not
And then
anymore.
you come out and you're like, what? How much do I owe? Like, how do I do this? And so
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those things that you can invest back in yourself, but it also provides tax advantages for you for the now while you're starting your business or you're, kicking off your new side hustles. So that's why I like to bring that up. So speaking of side hustles, I feel like that's a pretty common thing amongst my younger friends.
Yeah.
So like, why should someone consider starting an IRA now in their life? Like, why care now?
Well, it gives you more time to save. I mean, if you put money in a regular savings, more than likely you're going to be like, okay, I want to go to a ball game or I want to take a trip, and you're going to take that money out.
Yeah.
But when you put it into your IRA, I think it's something in your mind that says, okay, IRA, retirement.
Yeah.
You want to set that money aside for
Yeah.
that. And I think starting young, of course, it's just going to give you more opportunity to add money as you go.
Yeah.
As you start to earn more, you can contribute more. Of course, you do have the annual contribution limits that apply, but it gives you an opportunity to start saving for something that you know maybe in the back of your mind, okay, I'm really not going to go to the credit union and take my money out of my IRA.
Yeah.
Right.
I was about to say, I feel like we talked about it a little bit in our budgeting episode where it's almost like out of sight, out of mind.
Yes.
And that's definitely how my retirement account is for me. It's like I check it maybe once a month, once every 2 months, because I have it auto pulling from my direct deposit. And so it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, it's like, I'm not even going to touch it. And then also the penalties for touching it kind of scare me into like, well, no, that's I really can't touch that.
Yeah.
So, but you mentioned annual contributions there. What are like the limits for each? And is there a different type for different IRA types?
It's based on your age and the type of IRA. If you are under the age of 50 and you have a traditional, then your cap for 2026 is $7,500.
Okay.
And the same thing for a Roth.
Yeah.
If you're over 50 for a traditional and for a Roth, it's $8,600.
Yeah. Okay. Because I guess that makes sense. If you're older, you can contribute a little bit more,
Yes.
kind of like to
Kinda
catch
speed it
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. And then
And that's annually, right? Like,
Yes,
yeah.
annually.
yeah. And so then those amounts change every single year.
It depends on the IRS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love to hear that.
Of the last couple years, they've went up maybe, I think it was $500. So
Yeah.
the limits do raise a little bit, but not a
Yeah.
substantial amount.
Okay. Just maybe something
Yeah.
to check on if you're trying to hit that limit every year.
Yes. And I think one, too, I don't think we've said anything about the APY, the dividends that these accounts earn. This is why you would want to put money into it because it can earn that dividend over time so that it gives you more options for the future. So it's you're earning money on your money.
And we've talked about that in an earlier episode, so we love that.
We love it.
So I guess what I'm hearing from this is starting small is actually meaningful when it comes to retirement.
Yes.
It
Correct.
is. Anything you can start with is
Yeah, I'm
gonna
saying yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not our expert. Shush.
Yeah, starting with any amount.
Yeah.
Is I would suggest anybody start one that's, looking for, a future, a retirement, something that you've got to have when you get older and you do decide to retire. Any amount helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say that I'm a little further in my life and I didn't start an IRA. Should I consider it now or should I consider something else? Like, is it too late for me?
No, it's never too late.
Oh, I love
We
that.
have members who are older
Yeah.
and they are still employed and they still make contributions to their IRAs regularly.
That's
It's
amazing.
not. It's never too late to start.
Yeah.
So you haven't missed your chance.
You haven't missed your chance.
Yes.
We love that. If you are an older person contributing to an IRA, like you're over the age limit for withdrawal, does that impact anything? Are you like allowed to just like withdraw whenever once you hit that age limit? Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
It's your money.
Okay.
Of course, you can take it out at any time. We would never tell you, hey, no, you can't take your money.
Yeah.
Of course, the penalties, they come when you're under the age of 59 and a half.
Okay.
The credit union, of course, has a small penalty, and then you're always subject to that 10% or more IRS penalty. But once
Woof.
you reach the age of 59 and a half, then you can take from it with no penalty.
Okay.
But now on a traditional IRA, if you do have it and you reach the age of 73, then the IRS requires you to take from it.
Oh, dang. I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Only on a traditional, though. The Roth, no, they don't require you because it's considered after tax.
Okay.
Right.
See,
But-
I just wasn't sure
yeah.
if you were like over that age and you were putting stuff in and then pulling it back out. Like, are they penalizing every time? Like, what
Oh,
does that
no,
look
no,
like?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Okay. So,
Good question.
Like I said, sidebar. I don't know. I just needed
Sidebar
to know.
chat with Carol.
Yeah. I just needed to know right then and there.
So I want to kind of talk about just shifting a little bit back to like freelancers and people that have businesses. You know, sometimes when you're self-employed, you don't always have that 401k option, which I know, like, you know, think we have a great employer that offers that for us. But what I love about IRA is that it's a way for you to take your retirement into your own hands and take that step, especially if you're self-employed and you don't have a 401k set up, or if you work somewhere and they don't offer it. This is a way that you can kind of get started, right?
Yes. You can, like I said, you can open whichever one you prefer, and you can contribute to it. Like I said, an annual limit.
Yeah.
You can do as much or as little as you want to, as long as you don't reach that cap.
I gotcha.
You know, and then of course between January the 1st and tax day, you do have the option to contribute for the previous year.
Yeah.
So you do have that option as well.
I'm
I
learning
always
so
remember,
much right now.
yeah, I was gonna say when I worked in the branches, I remember people
Yep.
coming in and doing that contribution always around this time.
Always.
Like, get it on last year.
Yeah, put that on last year. That's past Carol.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when members go and file their taxes, their tax person, their accountant, or whoever does their taxes will say, hey, go open a traditional IRA and put X amount in, because
Right.
it does count toward their taxes.
Oh,
So we see that a lot too.
Yeah. So kind of Molly was talking about self-employment. What about if you're, starting your career, jumping from job to job? What kind of happens in that setup with an IRA? Anything to worry about impact
No.
there? Okay.
No. Now, if you leave a employer and you have a 401k, then you can transfer that into an IRA.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's when I first learned about Roth IRAs. I got to do what with it? I thought it just stayed in this 401k forever.
Yeah, I thought it was just
Yeah.
here.
Unfortunately, no, they won't let you. They may for a while,
Yeah.
but they're going to want you to move it.
Put it somewhere. Yeah.
They said, get it on out of here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Not here.
Okay. Well, so, and like Molly said about self-employment, is an IRA still worth it even if you don't have a long-term employer? So kind of like back to that self-employment vibe. Is it worth going ahead and doing it?
Again, I'm going to say yes, because as you get older and you don't work anymore, you got to have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
And again, when you are under the age of 59 and a half, a lot of that will hinder you. Hey, I'm going to pay a penalty if I take that money out, which granted, the credit union penalty is not a lot.
Yeah.
But, it is a hindrance. If I had money in an IRA and money, say in a regular savings, then yeah, I'm sure going to take it from there first.
Yeah.
And it will give you money for later in life when you do need it.
I think it's too important to kind of consider, you can start it if you're able to now. But let's say there's a circumstance that comes up in your life and maybe you're not able to contribute as much as you were or even at all, but you've got that established already. So it can keep growing. Even if you just put it a little bit in and then you step back, it's still going to grow through that time, even if you're not able to contribute every year or every month or whatever your goals are, which I think is also kind of one of those things that gives me a little bit of hope, because when you tell me I have to do something every month and there's this checkbox, I'm like, I'm lost and you've made it hard.
Exactly.
But like this, you can set it up, and if that's all you can do is just set it up with your initial amount and let it sit, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way. If you're like me, okay, you have a traditional or a Roth and you've got it set up on payroll. Say, for instance, you've got that option and you put, I don't know, $25 a pay period. Typically, what do you do with $25? Mm-hmm. You blow it. You waste it.
Coffee.
I was literally thinking
Starbucks
coffee.
Or, Dunkin' or, somewhere like that.
A tchotchke somewhere. I don't know.
But once you put that into an IRA, you're really not going to miss it.
Yeah.
But then, come on a hard time, or when you do retire, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I did put money into that. And I do have that money set aside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always something to think about, too.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, like, if you came up on a hard time, that's the other thing is, like, yeah, there are some penalties, but, like, it's your money, like
It's
you
your money,
mentioned.
yes.
And if something does come up, you've got this because you started early.
Yeah, that plays into my next question. Great. So, like, what does happen if you need that money before that 59 age range? Like, let's say you need it before then. What happens?
If you do, then, of course, you come in. You tell us what you want to take out. And remember, if it's a Roth, you do not have to pay taxes because that's considered after-tax money.
Okay.
You just make the withdrawal. And, of course, at the beginning of the next year, we're going to send you a 1099. That's going to say, hey, you took this amount out, you paid or did not pay taxes, and you file it on your taxes. At that point, it does count as income. But it is there if you need it. It's not like we're going to say, okay, no, this is in a retirement. You can't touch it.
Yeah.
And when I say, and I want to make sure that everybody understands, when I say the credit union charges a penalty, it's very small.
Yeah.
To give you an example, if you needed to take $1,000 out, we're going to charge you 74 cents.
Oh, dang.
So,
yeah.
Now, that's not the IRS. That's the credit union.
Yeah.
But it is your money. You do have the ability. To take it out.
Yeah.
It's yours. I mean, if you need it, then you need it.
Right.
I love hearing that about us.
Yeah.
But we are the credit
Oh,
union.
absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
We're here to
Yeah,
help.
that's our whole thing.
Always.
Yeah. So I had talked about it at the top of the episode, just your experience, for 33 years in the financial industry. Have you seen a shift in how people are now saving for retirement versus maybe when you first started? Like, is there a different mindset? Like, what's that?
I don't see a lot of the people now, I don't think they think about retirement. I think they think about right here, right now. So it has changed.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of younger people worried about that as much as, even my age.
Yeah.
But, at some point in time they will. But then you do have those that are the few that do worry about it, and they're very frugal with their money, and they will save anything that they can.
Yeah.
I think we saw that. I think we saw both sides of that when we went to ETSU, because there were some students that were like, I don't even have any money to start saving. Like, I don't even know what to do. And we're like, it doesn't matter. Like, just start small with what you can. If you get birthday money, take a little bit, set it aside. But then there was like the complete opposite of that. And they're wanting to know about, what can I put it into next? And it's like, whoa, I wasn't even thinking like that when I was your age.
Yeah.
So I do think, like you're saying, there's like both sides to it. And it just depends on your circumstances. But I think the key thing that I always feel like I take away when we talk about our savings products in general is it's just starting small and then letting that time happen so it can grow. Like planting a seed, plant the seed, let it grow over time into this big flower dollar.
Yeah, and the flower dollar. Well, Molly, you mentioned something about both sides.
And it's funny. It's always, a toss of the coin to like which side is it going to land on. And so, as you know, around here, we love a good coin toss.
And a good segue.
And since we have a guest, we want to toss it on over to Angie. Lovely coin toss sound effects for you.
Yeah.
And
got my arm up there.
yeah.
But my mic's in the way.
Well, that's meant to be. That's my birth year.
Hey!
We're talking about.
Yes. Okay, so this penny, which is no longer in effect, that we have, is our coin toss little medallion that we have. And so, share with us your money win, your credit card confessional, whatever you want to share with the
whatever
people.
you want to share with the people. It's up to you. It's your coin toss, but.
Well, like I said, I've been in banking for 33 years. It's all that I've ever done. And was always on the front line before I came to branch ops, which was the IRA department. But I have to say, being out there and being in the public, of course, it has its good and bads. The good is always building those relationships with, with your members or your customers, whatever the case may be. And for me, it was always getting to know that person.
Yeah.
Whether it was calling them by name, knowing their children, or if they had pets, or learning their account number.
Yeah.
I can remember many a times on Fridays being in the branches and the line be out the door.
Yeah.
And you have those regulars that come in and, they're hollering from the back to the front, "Oh, don't let her wait on you. She's crazy. She'll take your money. She'll keep your money." And then a lot of banter back and forth. Well, I found that in doing that, not only does that build a relationship with your member, but the people that you're working with around you. Because then eventually everybody kind of chimes in.
Yeah. And it's a fun time.
"Oh, well, we were wondering when you were going to be here. It's past 3:30 or, whatever." But that was the biggest thing for me, is getting to know that member, know their name, know their account number, something special about them.
Yeah.
And they loved it. And then that way, when you do leave there, they're still looking for you.
Yeah.
I love hearing that like is the intentional mindset of people who work out not only in our branches but just like in the branches in general, and knowing that still service mindset is out there, because I feel like that's like a lost art these days. You don't really get that personal touch as much anymore. But like if I went into our branch and someone remembered something about me, my pet, something like that, like that means so much.
Right.
So I love that that's your mentality.
Yeah. Well, and we're real people, just like you. You're the real people, and so I think that just shows that we're here to help you, and we want to get to know you. Like, it doesn't have to be this transactional thing or a scary thing. If you're having an IRA and you think it's scary,
They're not scary.
They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
We're here to help, and we want to get to know you, and that just builds up. Because I hear this all the time from some of our branch staff that they're like, "Oh yeah, me and blah blah went down to the ball fields the other day because our kids play ball together." Like, we're in the community with our community, with our members
every day.
Yeah.
So I love that that's your money win, like building relationships.
It's been the way that I've always looked.
Yeah.
They're the reason we're here. It's up to us to serve them. And, anywhere, and I know you all know this, and the listeners and viewers, they all know it. Products can be anywhere.
Yeah.
You can get the best here or you can get the best there. But when it comes down to service, that's the only thing that's going to set you apart.
Yeah.
Is between us and the competition.
Yeah.
It's going to be how we treat our members and how we treat each other.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes. So be nice.
I was about to say, and if you're scared of an IRA, this is who you're dealing with. So don't be afraid, because look at that service mindset.
Yeah.
Don't be scared.
She's great. Yeah, I love that. That's so nice. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you
was
all for
awesome.
having me.
Yeah,
I
I feel like we
learned
learned. We say it every time.
Every time. But this one especially. Learned so much.
Yeah,
It was great.
We need to go get our IRAs on.
So get your IRA on. That's the tagline.
Yes, get your IRA on. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. If you have a topic that you want us to cover, be sure to send us an email at podcast@tvacreditunion.com. It'll come straight to Caroline and I. We'll review it, and who knows, maybe the next topic we cover will be yours.
And if you just can't get enough, be sure to follow us on social media at TVA Credit Union. And with that, keep making moves with your money.